Hey everybody, you're listening to the BTW Media Podcast, the show that explores the stories, innovations, and insights for people who love technology and the internet.
Welcome to the BTW Media Podcast. Today we are joined by Jose Dante Santiago, the Senior Manager of Interconnection Strategy at Guam Exchange. Guam Exchange, a data center company under Citadel Pacific, is dedicated to revolutionizing internet accessibility in the Pacific Island nations. By leveraging cutting-edge innovations like an internet exchange point, Guam Exchange is positioning Guam as a leading technological hub in the Pacific. My first question is about a brief overview of your company and including its main function as a market it serves.
Okay, so Guam Exchange is a data center company under the Citadel Pacific company. We are functioning as a data center and to serve the Pacific Island nations, right? So coming out of Guam, we are primarily supporting Marianas, but we're also supporting Pacific Islands and all of their internet needs.
What are the primary strategic goals of Guam Exchange for the next 5 years or some future that is the plan to achieve as the overall goal of the company?
The primary goal of Guam Exchange is to build the strategic hub in the Pacific, kind of bringing the internet closer to the region. Right, because in the past history, whenever you want to try and get something from the internet, you would need to go all the way to US mainland or go to Japan or Australia or Hong Kong to get your content. We want to try and kind of level the playing field so that the internet is closer to all of these, what we call eyeball networks, all these Pacific islands. That's one of our strategic goals, and the other one is to also kind of establish Guam as an alternative path for network traffic, right? So in recent years, there's been issues with fiber cuts or issues with capacity. We want to establish Guam as an alternative path for traffic to go through the rest of that region.
Thank you. And the next question is about the technological innovation in the company. Is any that plans to implement to improve the operations and the customer experience?
Right. So Guam Exchange is a data center, but as an added value to the exchange, we're also building an internet exchange point. Right. So the added value of the internet exchange point will keep the local traffic local, bringing the local internet closer, and kind of integrate all of these connections and aggregate all of the connections coming to Guam. Right. Taking advantage of all of this subsea fiber cable coming through Guam, kind of making it more usable in a sense.
Okay, thank you. And also, do you think there's any biggest challenges are facing the financial markets in your region? And how is your company like to addressing these challenges?
So, coming from the Pacific Islands, we're all small, tiny nations. We're not high export companies. We don't have major factories or anything like that. So, we rely a lot on import. And so, our biggest export is for most of these islands is probably just tourism.
Okay.
Right. So, I mean, you can't expect these small, tiny islands to have a lot of money to be able to afford high capacity and all those things. So what we're trying to do is work together in partnerships so that we can kind of subsidize some costs and keep the costs as low as possible.
Okay.
So that we can at least give the connectivity that we think that the Pacific Island nations need.
How does Guam Exchange ensure compliance with local and international financial regulations?
Well, so Guam is a unique situation where it's a U.S. territory in the Asia Pacific. So we just follow the federal guidelines and that's established for us. So we make sure we provide policies for everyone that says, that you shouldn't be conducting any like international espionage or anything like that. But for us, we just follow the federal guidelines and keeping within U.S. laws, and it's
it's good because like some countries may face different like changing financial regulations. So regarding the cybersecurity, so it's like the company is taken to protect the system and the client data as it expects.
Right. So as an internet exchange point, once we go live, we plan to implement what's called the Manners project. So that is the mutually agreed norms on routing security. Manners has a exclusive program for internet exchange points. We'll have that up and running to make sure that we are running best practices in today's community.
Okay. So also it's a hot topic in recent years as ESG. So like regarding the sustainability. So is there any practice your company has been done on this aspect?
Right. So being on an island, a lot of our resources are imported. So we try to be as conscious or effective in the way we operate.
Yeah.
Especially with a recent typhoon that just hit Guam.
Yeah.
We were kind of devastated, and we're trying to make use of our resources effectively. So one of those ways is with the data center, we're going to try and offset some of our power costs by going solar.
Also, a question about: do you focus any future market trends that prepare for future market trends, or something like economic shifts you think will happen in the region and in fact see?
Right. So with all of this data stuff and buildups happening, as we build this fiber capacity in Guam, start bringing all of these content networks, we're thinking this will transform the digital economy on Guam.
Yeah.
And so we are foreseeing a possible boom in technology.
Yeah.
This could create more jobs, more software developers, and kind of jobs in this field as Guam grows as this technology hub.
Yeah.
So we think that, or we foresee that the future market trends, that this could kind of change the way Guam is seen as not just a true kind of touristy attraction, but maybe as well as a technological home base.
Yeah. Do you think the AI recent days, this kind of technology would any influence the company's future developments?
Yes, I think AI is going to be a tool that everyone can use. A lot of people are afraid of AI and they're like, oh, it's going to take our jobs. I view it as no, that it's going to make your jobs easier so that you can take that, kind of use it as a boost, assistance to go further than you could have before.
Yeah, AI is just a tool that is people who can try use it.
Yeah.
So also a question is that do your company have some international collaboration or partnership in the future, or is happening now?
Right now, not a direct partnership in terms of building the data center in the IX, but it's kind of a leverage partnership that where Google is building all of this fiber capacity in Guam. They've announced their Pacific Connect project. And so with all of this fiber capacity coming to Guam, we're partnering with them so that we can strategically build data centers and cable landing stations where they're going to bring their cable. As they build these cables, we're connecting more people.
Now is the last question, is that what role does Guam Exchange play in supporting the local economy and community?
First and foremost, the primary goal of internet exchange is to keep local traffic local.
Yeah.
And so by bringing all this content closer to the community receives better performance and better experience on the internet. We are also supporting local network operation groups. Next month we have PACNOG, where we're sponsoring some of the events so that we can have trainings for the community so that they can be prepared in how to engage in all of this incoming new opportunities and all of these new build-ups.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's all the questions I want to ask today. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for another episode.